How's it going, everybody? It's Royalty Crypto here and welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to do a video update on SUI because I do believe that this token has a lot of opportunity in the coming weeks to months. I also wanted to take a look at the overall crypto market as a whole and let you guys know how I'm feeling about the overall prices of these assets, whether or not I think it's a good time to be buying or selling, and basically what I expect to happen in the coming weeks to months. Also guys, this is a brand new channel, so I would greatly appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. But without further ado, let's take a look at some top altcoins. So as you guys can see here, Bitcoin is currently trading at 87,600. So it is down just under 1% in the past 24 hours. However, I am liking the amount of strength that Bitcoin is showing. Now, we have been very bearish these past couple of weeks for Bitcoin and basically the entire crypto market as a whole. So it is nice to see that we have had a bit of a bounce from the bottom around 82,000 and that we are holding somewhat strong. This does give me a lot of hope that we potentially did put the local bottom in at $82,000. So fingers crossed that that is the case. I know that everybody in the crypto market is sick and tired of the downward price action and the pain, and of course I am as well. However guys, whenever we are experiencing price action like this, it is always a great time to be accumulating for the long term, and that's exactly what I've been doing personally. Ethereum is also trading at just under $3,000, and it did get to as low as about 2,750, so it's nice to see a bit of a recovery for ETH. And I do believe that this coin will be trading above $3,000 again soon, and hopefully we can hold that psychological level next time we do break it. The only other top altcoin I did want to mention today is Solana, as we are currently trading at about $140 from the lows of about $125, so this is very good to see as well. But alright guys, let's go ahead and scroll on down to the 22nd most valuable coin in the space right now, and that is SUI. So as you guys can see, SUI is currently trading at $1.50. It is down in the past 24 hours, just under 2%, but I'm not too worried about that because a lot of coins in the market are experiencing just a bit of weakness today, and we are down just under 10% in the past 7 days. So overall, SUI is basically trading like every other altcoin in the space, and I do expect that to be the case until Bitcoin can really start to gain some bullish momentum back. So hopefully that does happen soon so that these altcoins can start to perform well yet again. And as you can see here, SUI does have a market cap of 5.5 billion, and it has a fantastic 24-hour trading volume at just under $1 billion. So that is one of the aspects of this token that I really do love. It does seem like the 24-hour trading volume is always incredibly high on SUI, and that basically goes to show that it has a very strong community and a lot of attention around it. And I do personally believe that SUI does deserve this attention, as it is one of the best layer 1 projects in my opinion. One downside to SUI is that it does have only about 33% of its tokens in circulation, as you can see here. However guys, in the short term, I don't think that the tokenomics matter all that much for this project, but in the long run, it is definitely something to take into consideration. Alright, so let's briefly look at the SUI chart, and then I also wanted to talk about some recent news regarding the project. So as you guys can see here, the all-time high was hit in early 2025, and we hit $4.78, which was a $14.4 billion market cap at the time. I do believe that it is very likely that SUI will get back to at least a $14 billion market cap at some point within the next year. I think that there is a lot of very bullish macro catalysts coming up soon, and I do talk about those quite often in my videos, and I will be mentioning one of them later on, so I'm not going to get too deep into that. But guys, if you are interested in learning what those catalysts are, head over to my YouTube channel and watch the video that I posted yesterday. So yeah, even if you did buy the all-time high for SUI, I think that there is a very good chance that we will at least get back to that price. However guys, I think that it is very reasonable to believe that SUI could potentially get anywhere from a $50 to a $100 billion market cap. Now I know that is a very wide range, but if you guys are watching my channel, I will be updating you guys on important market indicators when the altcoins do start to perform well, to let you guys know when I personally plan on taking profits, because it is very hard to say just how high a project like SUI could potentially get. But nonetheless guys, even if we got to the lower side of that range, that would be about a 10x from here. And if we got to the higher side of that range, it would be about a 20x. So I don't think any of you would be complaining about that if that were the case. So fingers crossed that SUI can potentially gain that traction and potentially enter the top 10 altcoins at some point in the near future. Alright guys, let's take a look at some SUI news. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was the fact that the Grayscale SUI Trust has officially started trading on the OTC market. So this is essentially an ETF for SUI, and a lot of us have been and are very excited about this. So this did go live about 5 days ago as of the time of making this video, and Grayscale has yet to report any inflows or outflows for the ETF, so we don't exactly know how well this is doing so far in the market. But nonetheless, guys, I do believe this will be a significant deal, especially once the altcoin season starts to get hot again, because this will give institutional players and people that only have stock portfolios access to a project like SUI. And if we were to start getting some massive inflows on the SUI ETF, it could really help the price action for this project. Also, guys, I found this very interesting. The Coinbase Derivatives is set to launch a 24/7 SUI futures trading on December 1st. So this could also help increase the daily volume on SUI, because people will be trading massive contracts on these future markets most likely. And the more this coin is traded, the higher the potential is in the long run, in my opinion. And when you combine all of these things with the fact that SUI is undoubtedly one of the best and most promising layer 1 blockchains in the space right now, I do think this project has a lot of potential, and I do think that buying right now is actually a very good risk to reward. Of course, this is not financial advice. However, guys, we are currently sitting at a 15 out of 100 on the CMC Fear and Greed Index, so we are in extreme fear, and whenever we are this low into fear, I think that it presents a fantastic opportunity for not only Bitcoin, but also altcoins. SUI is down about 60 to 65% in just the past 3 months, so I think buying into this irrational fear could end up making you quite a bit of money, especially if we end up going on this parabolic altcoin run like I do expect sometime in 2026. Alright guys, so the one other thing that I did want to talk about before I end this video is the fact that we did have the September PPI producer price index come in today, and we were below expectations, which is fantastic. This is something that I had talked about yesterday in my video, and it was the fact that right now we do have an 84% chance of getting a rate cut in December, and I do believe that it will happen. But I did mention that if this inflation data did come in much hotter than expected, that could be the only thing that could potentially derail our chances for a rate cut. And thankfully enough, this did come in below expectations. So really at this point, guys, I don't think that there is anything that will prevent us from having this rate cut. I know that there is technically a 15% chance that we don't get it. However, I just don't think that anything is going to change before December 10th. So in my opinion, guys, I do believe that we will most likely gain some bullish momentum running up into this meeting in the next 15 days. And this is why I personally believe that it is very likely that we found the local bottom for not just Bitcoin, but most altcoins in the space as well. So this is the most important catalyst in the short term, in my opinion. So I will continue to watch this in my videos. And if you guys are watching my videos every day, sorry if it's a bit repetitive, but I do believe that it is that important that this does need to be talked about quite a bit. So yeah, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope that you guys are staying strong and staying bullish and not letting the negative price action get to you mentally. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.